What's happening, y'all? What's happening? What's happening?
We here, man.
Hi. We're
Yeah.
back again.
Back again. Say that again, Quan.
I said, y'all know we ain't going nowhere.
Of course. Back at it again. Welcome to the Young Ignant Podcast, episode 21. Guys,
Okay. SZA was shaking that ass.
SZA been shaking
I
ass.
want to see some ass. Hold on. What happened?
SZA been shaking ass since she bought it.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. She
do that on me.
You know what? Each year, SZA's been breaking out of her shell like more and more and more. Because first album SZA was not on that.
Mm-mm.
I thought she was gonna be like her, like I ain't gonna say shy, but calm, quiet,
classy, collected,
conservative.
There we go.
She can still shake that ass and be classy. Yeah. She can shake that ass and be classy, but that's not what her does in public. That's just not her thing that she would do in public. She probably does that, but she does it in her close atmosphere.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's conservative in a way. Like she knows how to place it. You can hear her sensuality in her music. She just knows how to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different caliber.
Hey. Church girls.
Not that SZA ain't on her own caliber because she's still that bitch, but SZA is also more explicit than her is in her music. So
of course,
Reggie, you know
what?
Them church girls, they be the worst.
Oh, I be seeing them all on a Saturday night.
And then they're bright and early on a Sunday morning.
When I was going to church faithfully, I stamped. Anybody I saw Saturday night was definitely in them doors the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
daughter too.
Be looking completely dressed different. She had on the booty shorts last night. She got on.
Then I can't say nothing because obviously I was there too. So it's like, I mean, we're all in the same boat. I gotta call it what it is. We were there. I was there too. So, hey,
I'm not gonna play in God face like that. Okay, I need to get right. I'm probably still hungover. I'm Sunday I will not be at your church house, but I promise you I will cleanse.
Why do you think everybody be sitting? Why do you think those main ones be sitting in the back or in the balcony area?
Crying.
And see, I'm not gonna do all that. I'm not gonna do all that. Still hungover, probably. Church houses, they be them folks that they do the most sinning.
Hey, my mama always told me, you ain't got to go to church every Sunday, because the people who be in there, they be the fakest ones.
Mama ain't lied.
Like,
okay. Mama ain't told nothing.
Y'all know well enough the ones that are like really true to it are the ones that they're like one of the oldest ones in the church. That's one. Two, they sit at least the first 2-3 rows. 3,
right, they in the front.
Especially them grandmas and aunties with
the pulpit. That's what I was finna say, baby. They be sitting there next to you.
I got a couple of look backs like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Oh no, I used to get in trouble in church.
Hell no, you never got pinched in church. Boy, that shit fucking hurt.
Yeah, cause I fall asleep in church all the time. So
after church, grandma gotta go grab the switch on your ass.
She's like, you done made me get right with God, and I'm gonna have to have God forgive me again because I'm gonna
I had every family member on my ass on Sundays, boy. And then we gotta go eat Sunday dinner at one of the houses right after that. I don't be one. I can't look at them the same after that. Y'all just whoop my ass. Like what the fuck?
We used to always go.
No, even fun.
Say that again.
We used to always go to Golden Corral. I don't know why.
Bro, it was either back in the day before Golden Corral, it was Old Country Buffet. Then it was Golden Corral.
Yep, Old Country Buffet.
Or a China buffet.
Olive Garden became like the teenage years. And
bruh, dead ass. I ain't gonna lie. I probably am the only one who probably grew up differently. Like on Sundays, my mom already had the meal cooked. It was already
no. It was like that.
We
just didn't have like, some people have where you could eat at church. I've been to those churches, but like in my house, it was always different. Like my mom, like, no, we going straight home and I'm finna chill for the rest of the day because I already had that meal prepped out and I done pulled it out the oven before we even went to church. Everybody finna eat. Go sit your head down somewhere. Go chill out.
We definitely had
and get ready for school tomorrow. Put your clothes out, iron, clean up. That's it.
We had most of at least for me, we had most of the Sunday dinners at my grandma's house. Or my great grandmother's house, one of my aunts or great aunts, I should say, will host something every now and then. I think it's more so because the family as a whole, oh no, that's great grandmama house.
Oh, yeah.
But then, like, if everybody like want to choose another crib or whatever, then it's my grandma's house because she was kind of like the second largest house, if not the largest house. You know what I mean? At least that's what I remember growing up. And maybe there were times where it was at others' houses that I probably wasn't around for. But yeah, if we wasn't going out, we all at somebody's house eating.
And if the grandmas needed a break, we had one of them buffets.
The first time I actually ever went and had food, I think after church, was when I went to go see my dad. Like after I moved to revisit and rekindle my dad's relationship or whatever. And he took me to church. That's the first time I stepped in church since I was like 16. I'm at 24 at this time. Bro. And then it's a family church and everybody has not seen me since I was like 5. So they like literally pointed me out. My grandmother's brother was the pastor, pointing me out, told my story. I'm sitting here like emotional. I'm crying. I see my grandmother for the first time play piano. She's been playing piano from ear since she was 3. Like it was crazy. And then after that, we ended up, they already had a kitchen. People was cooking and they was just giving out plates. Like, what do you want to eat? Whatever. I'm like, this is a very different setting. I've never experienced church like this.
Well, I know for one.
Your old church, like
that was interesting though to see my grandma play piano. I never seen nothing like that. Or be at a family church where it's like literally mostly my family in this church. Nobody else is in here. Everybody I'm in here, I'm more than likely related to.
My mom used to make me wear corduroys. I used to hate looking.
I love corduroys.
I would only dress up for certain occasions. I would normally just be like maybe just regular button down, slacks type, and then that's it. Like I never overdid it. Unless it was Easter or something, or I was doing something with the church.
My mama, or the Easter dresses definitely came out. Thank God to my grandma. She used to give me the best Easter dresses, but my mom literally made me dress like up. It wasn't until I got in high school where she kind of was more lax on me. Like I would come in there, I would wear jeans, but I would wear like a cardigan and a sweater or something like that. But like for the most part, no, you're gonna wear a skirt. You need to have tights on if you're gonna wear skirts. Don't be coming up in here with no pantyhose on. You're gonna wear some flats or some sort of cute shoe. You're not wearing no sneakers up in church. She was not having it, and my mom still dressed like that. Like my mom coming there dressed to the nines. I just can't keep up with it.
I will say this though, after 2020, church ain't never been the same,
man.
Because before 2020, churches was packed. You had your loyal families,
parking lots packed,
loyal families, and all that. And then once, obviously, hold up, all right, boom, all right. Once the pandemic hit and stuff like that, church, everything was shut down. Then once stuff slowly started to come back, social distancing and all that stuff, so smaller crowds, if not very little, no crowd at all. And since then, it's been the same. Like I haven't seen a packed church since before 2020.
Between that and people finding out what be going on behind the scenes, don't nobody want to go up there no more.
I mean, the stuff that they be talking about church, as far as the bad stuff that people claim, that's always been talked about. I think people just got comfortable with just not going anymore.
Yeah.
And people have found their own way, and now we also have this huge spirituality wave going in where there's a lot of people coming out who are either people who can see or people who playing like they can see and doing readings and doing all this other stuff. So it's like half of everything is split. People are more into astrology and less into like actual spirituality in their walk with God.
Or people are just flat out lazy because I mean, the church that I went to growing up, even though I don't live there no more, they be live streaming their services. So every time I would look into the live stream, I would be like,
they used to do that too. Like back in the day,
like,
they used to.
There's barely anybody in there.
My
so
church,
now I guess people
used to make CDs. They used to make CDs of like they would record the whole sermon, and then if you wanted to buy the CD to like go back and listen to, you could do that back then. But now they do the live stream too now.
Yeah,
they had to get with the technology. Everybody's on their phone, so we got to get it one way or another.
Right.
The church that I used to go to, they was doing stuff to the boy, so I was like, yeah, I ain't going to church. Y'all be playing in people's faces, and then y'all stealing money. Why is y'all using the money that I put in that little tin to get y'all BMW?
Pastors be wives and stuff.
Go to hell. The fast way.
All right, y'all. Y'all know why we're here. Y'all know why we're here. You know, there's been a big topic for the past week and a half. However, I'm not going to start with that yet because there's something else that came out that a lot of people are really buzzing about that also is on the nostalgic side of things. So we're going to start off with this. So it was announced that Miley Cyrus is receiving the honor of a Disney legend this year. She is the youngest to receive that honor for the class of 2024. But a lot of people, I don't think it's really more towards Miley Cyrus herself, but a lot of people are speaking out, especially the Black community, on why or what the possible reason could be for Raven-Symoné not receiving that honor yet.
They should have been gave her that award. If that award was such a thing, if that was ever going to come out, they should have gave her that shit. She was.
When she was the one, because she's not younger than Miley.
Yeah.
Right, she is older than Miley. So, I mean, the Disney Legends is a ceremony that's held every year. I think the only one that they didn't have was probably 2023. I was doing my research. I'd never heard of this honor before. I just thought that it was just opinionated. But now that when I did my research more, it's actually a ceremony, and Ryan Seacrest is hosting it this year. So she's amongst the others. I'm gonna share my screen on this one so we can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Ryan Seacrest, I ain't heard that name in a minute.
Yeah. That looks a little small, but if y'all can see that, y'all can see that. So these are the 2024 honorees. You have Colleen Atwood, if that's how you say her name, Martha Blanding, James L. Brooks.
Do I see Jamie Lee?
Yes, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
I guess
James Cameron.
Yes.
Miley Cyrus, Steve Ditko, Harrison Ford, my guy.
Yes.
Mark Henn, Frank Oz, Kelly Ripa, Joe Road, and John Williams. And obviously, out of this entire list, Miley Cyrus is the youngest one, but she is the youngest overall to receive the honor. Now, do I agree with this as far as like legends? Majority of this list? Hell yeah. Like a lot of people.
Yeah, most of these people have been in the game for as long as we've been alive.
Longer than that.
Some of them people may not know the name, but you'll know, like, if you'll see their work and then you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially James Cameron.
Yeah.
Or Harrison Ford.
Like, Harrison Ford, most definitely.
Yeah. Like they've been in the game
because
too long.
Disney, they now own Star Wars and Lucasfilm and stuff like that. So he's been in works like the Star Wars trilogies and Indiana Jones. He's probably did some other stuff outside of that as far as Disney's concerned. But yeah.
And I think Disney now owns Avatar, which may have some sort of link towards James Cameron. I don't know if any other James Cameron's work.
I think they do, yeah, because James Cameron, an Oscar-winning director who has given us films like The Terminator, Aliens, Titanic, and the Avatar franchise.
I know that they recently put that on Disney Plus, so I didn't know if they owned.
Anything that's on Disney, or anything that's on Disney Plus, Disney has like ownership over those networks and companies like ABC,
National Geographic,
National Geographic, ABC,
Marvel,
ESPN, Marvel,
Disney,
Pixar,
Pixar, all that. So a lot of different Hulu. So a lot of different channels that we grew up watching are under the Disney umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Has Lindsay Lohan got an award? Like all these people I keep thinking about.
They probably haven't given her an award only because she has gone through quite some troubles over the past couple years. Right. Not saying that doesn't not make her a legend, but your career after this can also determine these things. I feel like
we also have to take into consideration though.
Somebody who's been doing.
I'm not going to spend all this time going down the list of past honorees from the past few years, but I will say this because, like I said, when I was doing my research, I did look at those lists. Brenda Song ain't on there. Hilary Duff ain't on there. Zach and Cody definitely ain't on there. A lot of people that we grew up watching that are closer to our age, if not at least a decade or so older, are
Shia LaBeouf should definitely be on there.
He ain't on there. Christy Cross Romano ain't on there. Kyla Pratt ain't on there. None of them are on there. that we grew up watching from diapers on up. And so for it to be Miley Cyrus to be one of the first ones,
that's backwards.
It does feel a little backwards. Now, I will say this though, in defense of Miley. What's up?
What's his name? Simba. What's his name?
Jason Weaver?
Yeah, Jason Weaver. Is he in there?
No. But
shit, they may have him go platinum or whatever.
If you really think about it though, Jason Weaver only played the singing voice. He didn't play like the full on character on out.
What you mean? What you talking about?
Jason Weaver only did the singing voice.
What about Smart
Simba.
Guy?
He wasn't. I'm about to say he wasn't Simba, but he did the songs.
Yeah, he only did the song. If we talking Smart Guy, then what's his name would have been named first, not him. Taj Mari would have got the honor first.
Well, yeah, but he's not. I thought you meant like he didn't do anything else. I'm like,
no, he did do other stuff, of course.
He did, but not like big roles. They talk about main roles.
Yeah, we know his catalog and the works that they've done. But a lot of the names that we believe should be on here are not on here. Now, I can only say this, right? If we think of the Hollywood Star Walk of Fame thing, there's a lot of legends who still have yet to get a star that's been long overdue.
And there's people who stars that I'm like, whoa.
Like motherfucking Michael B. Jordan got his star before Martin Lawrence did.
Now that's confusing because how in the hell?
Zac Efron just got one last year.
Zac Efron definitely got one.
Right? But you know what I'm saying? So it's different. A lot of guys, Dr. Dre just got his the other day.
Yeah.
When it comes to these award ceremonies and a lot of these committees, we see a lot of that spread across, especially when it comes down to like the stuff like the Oscars. Angela Bassett, it took Regina King like how long to get an Oscar? She's been working for longer than I've been alive, and still haven't received anything for their no type of accolades for any of the accomplishments that they've done in their entire career.
Yeah, Angela should have been got her flowers.
Angela should have been.
And then this past, I forgot how long ago it was, but the Emmys that just passed. But Castor Martin did a little segment on the show, and they never received an Emmy ever. But yet they wanted them to perform a little segment on the show.
Yeah, they want you to be their jester,
or at the ceremony at least. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know, jester, but that's how I feel. It feels like you're making me perform how you want to, but
I personally don't know the whole system. I personally don't know why. I can't say nothing racial because again, these Disney legends for this year, you have two black people, Angela Bassett and Martha Blanding, that's in this class, and I'm pretty sure there were other black people in previous years as far as like the honor classes. But sticking with Miley and Raven, we all know Raven is a legend in her own right. We personally feel that way. We personally know this because of her catalog and what she did with Disney throughout her career, from a little girl all the way up to the grown woman that she is today.
Come on now, she didn't double back.
And we see her as the queen of Disney Channel as far as like, she had, hold on, Quan, I know you're talking, but we can't even hear you. But it's not because of your volume. Whenever we talk, for some reason, your voice goes out. I don't know if it's because you're far from your phone. I don't know. But back to what I was saying real quick, and then I'll let you go. I will say that they both did have respective careers. If we're going to compare the two, That's So Raven lasted 3 seasons. Hannah Montana lasted 3 seasons. They each were number one shows. That's So Raven during her time was number one. Hannah Montana was number one during her time.
Right.
And you were not muted. We could hear you. It's just that whenever we talk, your voice goes out. So if you try to like talk along with us, we're not going to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I was saying. But That's So Raven was more so catered to the millennials, like the true millennials in whatever generation that was before them, like that last leg of that older generation. And then Hannah Montana was that last leg of millennials in all of damn near Gen Z, or at least us, because we were there. I was like 10 years old when that came out. So, it's just different people, different opinions. The only thing that I know that's mad different is Raven did do a lot more work on Disney than Miley ever did. And Miley had the better singing career than Raven did. Even though we got a couple favorites from Raven Simone, her music wasn't doing nothing. if we're keeping it a bean. So I mean, again, say that again.
I believe she could say like she had talent on that mic.
She does have talent. The music just didn't sell.
Yeah.
Even she said it when she joked about it on 106 in Park one day. I still remember that clip in my head. She said something, oh yeah, I still need to work on music that nobody buys. I was like, damn.
Because when you think about it, for her to be able to stick beside the two girls that was a part of 3LW or whatever, like
Adrian and Keely,
she was the lead.
So you're talking about the Cheetah Girls. So 3LW was a whole different thing.
Throwing a whole bunch of different stuff.
The Cheetah Girls project was 2 women from 3LW, add Sabrina in there and Raven. And in my opinion, that's legendary. And they could have did something with that, like how Nickelodeon did with Big Time Rush. That wasn't going to last long, maybe because of contract situations. And then Raven also had beef with one of the girls too. But during that time,
when Raven wasn't in it.
Yeah, the third Cheetah Girls, Raven wasn't in there. Even the second Cheetah Girls, her and Keely Williams was fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman, I forgot her name, Lynn Whitfield, the one that played Raven's mom on the Cheetah Girls. She had to break them two up. Now, I don't know if they rekindled their friendship because, mind you, I do remember during the pandemic, Raven was on, I think, IG Live or whatever, and she put Keely Williams in there and they was hashing it out a little bit. But Keely Williams got beef with Adrian. This is a whole
promises.
This is a whole subtopic, by the way. But I mean, since we're on it. I know what happened. So Keely Williams is literally the poison of everything. She was the poison of 3LW. She had, I mean, both her and Adrian did play a part, but Keely played the bigger part in why Notori not departed from the group. And then going on to the Cheetah Girls, Keely and Raven had beef. Now, fast forward all these years, the only one that Keely keeps in contact with is Sabrina. Raven and Adrian are like this.
Yeah.
Because I remember a recent video of Raven talking about her past golden era days. And when they came to the Cheetah Girls, all she said was, I love Adrian. I love Adrian. She ain't mentioned the others.
But it just shows you her power is what I'm saying. Like how it wasn't the same when she wasn't in it. Then how in my personal opinion, feel like Disney ran back to her. And that's why Raven's Home was on TV. I don't know if it's still going. But
it's still going.
See, like she could keep her show going. Like shows tried to come back and got canceled. She's still going. That's just
which sucks because I recently found out why the Hilary Duff reboot got pulled.
Yeah, and I found out
Lizzie McGuire. My bad.
Waverly Place. Selena Gomez only going to be in the first episode.
Well, Selena Gomez, I don't even think she even wants to act like that anymore. I think she's more
baby
comfortable
girl
working.
Is on a whole beauty wave now.
I think she's like more comfortable being behind the scenes when she works on, because she was also one of the producers for 13 Reasons Why.
She was.
Yeah.
So I think she's more comfortable working behind the scenes than actually going in front on camera, unless she's doing her own thing. Like you said, I mean, if she's doing her own little beauty thing, obviously she's going to be the face for that.
TikTok has been boosting Rare Beauty since Rare Beauty came out. When I was working at Sephora, that whole section was sold out. I think she has become so immersed with that I don't think being in front of the camera, her, like even with her, she might do director stuff, but I don't think that's her anymore. I think she is a beauty mogul now. She's on a beauty wave. And
like I think
it fits her because it fits what she's already doing. Like with 13 Reasons Why, she was every episode, they were taking like some of those profits and putting that towards, suicide awareness and mental health awareness and stuff like that. Like, plus she actually has her own illness herself. So like she's really big on health because I believe she has lupus.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, I just think her focusing on health and beauty and wellness, I think that suits her way more than where she was at.
Well, I know for a fact in due time, Selena Gomez is going to get that Disney legend honor. How long will it take? I don't know, because like I said, the ones that came up around Raven's time, they're not on that list.
It seemed like that era slowly being forgotten about.
Like, that's really the only thing that I'm arguing about. Like, out of all the legends that came out during our time when we were growing up, Miley Cyrus is the only one being picked out of that whole group when the golden era of Disney started before Hannah Montana. If anything, the golden era of Disney ended after Hannah Montana ended. Because after Hannah Montana ended, Wizards of Waverly Place had like maybe 1 or 2 more seasons, and that was it. And then you had like, that's when the Good Luck Charlies came, the Jessies and the Bumps and all them, the Shake It Ups. So then obviously a new wave started with their number 1 show being Good Luck Charlie. So I'm not thinking about none of them. I'll wait till like the 2030s for them. But
it can possibly.
Brenda Song
I'm waiting for Zendaya to go and get hers because at some point
she's going to
be
a part of that 2030s wave. I'll wait on that was later, way later. Nobody from the golden era of Disney but Miley Cyrus has been honored. So we're missing Hilary Duff, we're missing Brenda Song, we're missing Zach and Cody, we're missing Christy Carlson Romano, we're missing Kyla Pratt. Damn it, we're missing Kyle Massey, even though he might get that snatch from that little controversy that he just had. Hell, I'll even give it to Orlando Brown, even though he crazy.
Wait, what? What happened with Kyle Massey?
It's his mom, Chris Massey.
No. That's different. That's different. No, that's Chris. That's Chris.
Talking about the wrong one.
Yeah, that's what
Kyle Massey.
Kyle Massey is the older brother.
No, Chris Massey is the older brother. Kyle Massey.
Yeah, Kyle's the younger one.
Kyle Massey is Corey.
Corey looked.
Yeah, because Christopher, he was in Zoe 101. He was
he's Michael in Zoe 101.
They're close in age.
They look alike. They look very similar.
I know they look alike, but
Chris
Corey looks older.
Chris is older. So Kyle Massey, his controversy, even though this was like a year or 2, maybe 3 years ago, where I guess he was caught with like messaging an underage girl or whatever. I don't know. It was one of those things.
But apparently the underage girl mom was the one that was texting him the whole time. Like they flipped it because he already won this case. They took this case to another state.
Yeah.
But the mom was messing with Kyle when Kyle was like 16.
But while that case was going, a lot of stuff that Kyle Massey was doing got taken away from him. Like he was working on a show on the All Black app called The Millennials, if y'all remember that show, or if that rings a bell to y'all. He was on the whole first season and he wasn't on the second season. He was the main character.
Corey, you said the All Black Network?
Yeah.
I actually haven't got on there yet.
It was a show.
You know what? It
only had 2 seasons though, but it's a show called The Millennials. Kyle Massey was the forefront of it, like as far as the casting, and
you gave me a reason to go back to that app because I had deleted it after I only downloaded it.
I never had it.
I recently got it because I did a TV show with my aunt and I wanted to see it air, and it aired on that streaming network. That was the only reason why I got that streaming network, and then I deleted it after.
I know one thing, I'm gonna have to start making my own shows. It'll be on YouTube first, but if it goes on Tubi, I'll be happy than a motherfucker.
Man,
you know Tubi gonna blow it up.
Shit, I know everybody gonna be on that shit though. Some revenue gonna come out that motherfucker.
Let's make some Tubi movies. That's what I just told a couple of my homeboys. Shoot.
No, for real. All they be using is iPhones.
We need funding, people. We need funding.
Right.
Shit, Young and Ignant series episode 1 coming soon, 2025. It's like, nah.
No, for real though.
We gotta make that. I don't know if we did that shit. We might as well make it as like a reality TV series or some type of shit. For real.
No, for real, that is.
All right, now on a more serious topic, since we're on some nostalgia shit, we all watched the documentary Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. For those that have missed it or haven't watched it yet, this is a documentary surfaced around Nickelodeon from its early years, but mainly centered around Dan Schneider, who was Nickelodeon's golden boy, who gave us shows like All That, Kenan and Kel, iCarly, Victoria, Zoe 101, and so forth. Henry Danger. I'm missing one. Drake and Josh and Game Shakers. Like Dan Schneider was that dude when it came to bringing us shows. However, everything that went on behind the scenes will change your mind on everything you watched. It is heartbreaking, but let's start off with our thoughts, man. Quan, since your voice keep going out, I'll start with you, bro.
Main break was great because I'm a big Josh fan. So finding out what happened to him and the fact that his mom basically let it happen. At the end of the day, I already knew stuff was going on behind the scenes for years. Just I didn't know what it could be. I just think the whole thing was crazy. The biggest surprise for me, I wouldn't say surprise, but it kind of threw me off, was Amanda. the Amanda Bynes situation
Yeah.
happened with her. I felt like they didn't really go into detail about what happened.
She said recently she doesn't want to. She'll go in her own time.
She declined to be interviewed, so we only know what we've seen so far. And I can side with Amanda on that, because before her breakout, like as far as like her going like little nuts a little bit, she was trying to tell everybody, but at that time nobody was listening. Yeah. And we called her crazy for it. So I can understand why she doesn't want to talk no more.
Yeah.
Keely, go ahead, because I barely heard you today. Keely, go ahead.
My experience watching that is very traumatic. I feel really bad for Drake. Also the black, characters that were on there, that they had them do different types of things, like the peanut butter with the boy and the dog. I just felt like that was just like real icky and disgusting. Ariana Grande like sucking on her feet and stuff. It's just like stuff you don't really even pay attention to like when you're a kid. And it's just like now that we're adults and we see this, it's just like, bro, you're a real freaky weird individual, man. Like you could tell this was like, you could tell that Dan Snyder was, his parents came from Harvard or whatever like that, but he was a fat kid probably. And, your parents had money and you was able to do this. And what you went through school, like you took people through, like what you didn't have in school, like you made it into a big giant network and you basically like treated kids weird.
The
weird fixations and
bullied bullier
fetishes. Yes.
The bullied do become the bullies later on. That is how it goes. Talk to me, Amina. What you got?
I watched it with Keely. I did cry at the end. Just
because had me crying.
I can see from my own personal experiences, but I can see him disassociate every time that he speaks about it. And that is disheartening enough to watch. Like every time he would just look in the air, like look away, like it's like he was spacing himself away from it. Already saying that this is his first time talking about it publicly. He's never spoken about this unless it was with his therapist. So I just really felt him on that, and I'm an empath, so I really felt him when he was saying what he was saying. It brought me to tears. I really have a lot of anger towards his mom because his mom was lazy. As a mother, and I don't even have kids, as a mom, if I sign my children for something up like that, just like the other Black parents, that's why some of them, like Brian, got fired. It wasn't because his mom was doing too much. It's because his mom was speaking up for him. And she knew that things were weird. She knew that this was a weird work environment. She knew that she wanted to protect her child from, what could have possibly, what ended up happening to Drake. You know what I'm saying? She just felt that things were off. And I feel that he should have had a more active parent. What his mother should have done was allowed for his father to continue to manage him, because that was somebody who was actually there for Drake, was there. Didn't matter if it took him an hour to drive, didn't care how long the auditions took, didn't care how many callbacks he had to come back to. He was there and present for everything. When it came down to that birthday, he felt that shit was weird, still came, seen those weird ass cards, told him something is weird about this, you know what I'm saying? He wanted what was best for Drake, and I know he regrets that decision. Like, he agreed to him being fired, knowing that this was strange, and finding out later that I literally backed out right before all of this is about to go down. This is probably the worst decision I could have ever made for me and my conscience, as well as my son, because I knew something was weird about this situation. Like, it was just everything about Drake's story was just heartbreaking. And that, he severed him and his father's relationship for quite some time and was allowed to do these things to him. On top of, like what you said, with the black characters, their Black counterparts were not even getting no time of day. Like, didn't really care that they were there. Like, I mean, yeah, we want you here, like, I guess for diversity's sake, but like, you were downright doing low-key racist things, like the peanut butter thing. I can't unsee that. I don't know. For me, that just felt weird. I kept thinking of just different things, like the peanut butter thing that just already throws me off. You're doing it to a Black kid. You didn't choose to do this to anyone else, and you have dogs licking this off of him. I don't know. It just reminded me of like some weird lynching shit. It was just weird to me.
Fetus.
Yeah,
when you put your
the little fetus
fetishes
when he's
on kids.
basically naked. The scene where Amanda
That
Bynes
remind
is
me
in
of
a
Baby
hot
Boy.
tub while he's fully clothed sitting next to her. And she's like understanding in that moment, which I felt like was low-key improv. Like, wait, you're the reason why I'm sitting in here with a bathing suit on and you're fully clothed right now? Like, you're the reason, like, you're the one that's pulling the strings. And he's like, yeah, I'm the one that's pulling the strings. Like, ha. But there's half seriousness in everything he's saying. It was just weird. Just having to relive and rewatch those scenes that I probably watched when I was a kid and was like, oh, that's weird. That's cool. Is now like, no, this is actually fucking weird. And you should not have been doing this to people's children.
It was the dialogue coach calling Drake's girlfriend house
because he wasn't answering the phone.
Because he wasn't answering the phone. He called his phone multiple times.
And I applaud his girlfriend's mother at the time. That's what a real parent looks like. She took one look at that boy for a couple hours and said, some shit is off. I'm taking him to therapy. Something is off about him. Why does he want to avoid this person that he's been around all of a sudden? Why is he blowing up his phone like this? He's a grown-ass man. And why is he calling my house? Because he's not answering the phone. That's weird.
As a parent, allow your child to go to, I think it was Disneyland with a whole bunch of adults.
Right. So even the dad said it was weird. He's driving all the way to San Diego to your show with his grown friends because they support you.
And I'm like, is his friends grown or are these more teenage boys? It don't sound right either way you put it.
Right.
I mean,
and then he left after all that stuff and then ended up on Zach and Cody. So it's just like,
what killed me, he only got 16 months.
Yeah.
He had people write letters for him.
Some of those names of the people who are still in movies now that I've seen, like James Marsden. That part just threw me off.
That threw me off. I saw Ryder Strong and Will Friedle, who are also Will Friedle is also should be considered a Disney legend, but I mean, after seeing that doc, so a lot of people might rip that away because of his support for Brian Peck.
And the fact that he was also said that his whole side was full. Only his brother and his mom was there. And it was so many. I just want to know some of those.
Well, I will say this. I will say this. And I'm not throwing no shade or support on anybody. Drake came out as the John Doe and didn't tell anybody about the situation, nor did he say anything about the case. So nobody knew it was Drake. So so that would make sense why nobody was on his side. It was just weird that he had that Brian Peck had 50 plus people.
It's not about the fact that he didn't have people because he was a John Doe, so you don't expect for people to be, but it's the supporting side the abuse for me.
Yeah.
And he was like, there's so many faces that are in Hollywood that was sitting there. I want to know who those people were. I'm sure it was some of those people who wrote those letters. But there's probably other people that he was afraid to say. And that's what I want to know. We'll probably never find this out.
Drake was already uncomfortable telling his story. That was his first time telling it. And the way that he was describing it, he couldn't even find the words to fully describe everything in detail. He kept pausing. He kept stopping. He was stopping himself from crying, all this stuff. So there's a lot more to it. He definitely said more than enough, but when I was listening to him, there was so much more he could have said that he just couldn't find himself to say.
The only way we would find out is by looking at those court documents because that's the only people that he said he told in detail.
Yep. And
like they showed me the situation, like make sure you are very careful who you have kids with, because if they were cordial enough, the mom would have listened to him when he said, I just ask you, do not leave him alone with Brian.
Please. He had one job.
That's all.
One job.
He didn't like beg to say no, don't fire me. He didn't fight. He said, all right, it's cool. You don't want me there, just don't leave him with him.
Mm-hmm.
And you did it anyway.
So with my thoughts,
that's my child. If the person I laid down with told me not to leave him with him, I'm gonna be cautious. Like, why would he say that? Because he works with him all the time. Now I'm gonna have my eye on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the laziness was very apparent.
I'm sorry, but I just want to listen to a man I don't even know.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because then they said he drove a wedge between them because he was calling the mama saying stuff.
And she was believing him, but I don't want to give a fuck because I lay down with that dude who just told me not to leave him with you. Why would he say that?
It's not so much as just, it's not so much laying. It's not so much laying with him. I was married to him, so I know I know this person. Like I know you for like the back of my hand, and you're the father of my child, and you're speaking upon my kid and his safety. So, of course, I'm going to listen to you. It's not like you saying some bullshit. You're not talking to me about anything else other than our child, and the look on his face is like all the seriousness. Like there was no reason. You was just worried about some money, and that's it.
You wanted to get paid off of what he had, but you didn't want to actually do the footwork to make sure that he was protected in the process of securing his future. And that I'm not here for.
Yeah, no.
At the age of 18, 19. Yeah, as a parent, you can't really tell them what to do no more, but you can put your input in there. As the
man's was 15, though.
This dude was 14, 15.
Man was 15. You were supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Why are you allowing him to be at the writer or the producer? Anybody he working with that is why is he going over there?
To his house.
Why we can't go to a building? We got money. Rich, well, we got money. We can meet at a mutual spot. Why he gotta come to your house? Why you to our house where we live at least where I'm here? I'm not gonna leave. Like if you want to be able to work with my son or whatever or my daughter behind closed door because you think you're trying to help their career, but I'm gonna be right there like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you're gonna eventually want to push me out just like they pushed everybody else out because I'm not getting up off your ass.
And guess what? You push me out, my kid is coming with me, honey.
We can go to Disney. We can go to Cartoon Network. We can do something, but we ain't gonna be here.
It was sad about the dad though, because the dad really thought that it wasn't him, and then when he found out it was him, it's just like that shit broke him down.
Yeah, I know.
And he still is very hurt about that. Very.
Mm-hmm.
I would be too, though.
So my thoughts on the whole documentary. Coming into it, all I wanted to know was what they were going to say. A lot of us already knew that there was something odd with Dan Schneider because stuff being said about him that was being exposed since 2016, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's an official doc out. So now we can get down to the nitty gritty. We can get down to, the actual detail from these stars or former stars who are coming forth. And not only just the stars, but those that work behind the scenes, like his writers and stuff. And so I will say that it was a relief that he didn't touch anybody because I thought that he was touching them, but apparently he did not. But still, nonetheless,
he opened the doors.
He opened the doors for others to do it. And whether if he saw it or not, he brought them there.
In his last interview, it was just like, well, I'm sorry that I made you feel this way, and I'm sorry that you had you give me a massage.
I'm about to say, why are the women massaging him?
Why are the women massaging?
Why are children massaging you? Not women, children.
Women and children, they both.
Yeah, it was mainly the adult ones, but when I saw one of the kids do something, I was like, hold on now.
And Amanda Bynes was doing it the whole time, holding him from behind, giving him neck massages.
What are you doing, little girl?
That's weird.
From behind.
That's very weird.
That's why I need to be.
One of the key parts that got me before getting to the little real messed up stuff. One of the key parts that did get me was there was an Amanda Bynes before Amanda Bynes.
Right.
I forgot her name all fucking ready. Shit. Forgive me, lady. But she was one of the OGs from all that.
Mm-hmm.
And she was told that she was going to have her own show and stuff like that. She was the leading woman. Unfortunately, as she got older, they were telling her, oh, you're getting too fat. And then right after she hit female puberty, she blossomed. Like her body was more mature than the average 15, 16-year-old. She started to look more grown when we were on a kids network. So then eventually they found another child star who so happens to be Amanda Bynes, and they gave Amanda Bynes the career that she said they told her that she was gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
just
as Amanda was shining on her first 2 seasons there, that girl got kicked out.
But God protected her, and I know she probably thanks God in the future now. I'm sure it hurt her deeply for a long time.
Definitely hurt her.
But now that you're grown and you're on this documentary telling this story, you're like, I guess it was for the better.
I also had a feeling that somebody was getting touched. We just didn't know who. I was not shocked when they said that somebody did get touched because, again, Quan, you mentioned Disney, Cartoon Network, bro. It don't matter what fucking network they go to. This shit is not new. There's a reason why these Disney kids is fucked up today. Not Disney kids, but former Disney stars. And then some of them come out later to say shit. Maybe not just Disney, but Hollywood in general, with people who was making movies or other TV shows that's probably not even with Disney or Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network. Maybe it was something from, I don't know. I don't want to say PBS. That sounds a little bit too far, but I wouldn't be surprised if PBS has some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Barney, so don't be surprised.
But yeah, and the dude that played Elmo, one of the dudes that played Elmo. Goddamn. See, not even PBS was safe. So now, when they did reveal who it was, and it was Drake Bell, I was, what the fuck did they do to my guy? Because I was a big fan of his. A big fan.
Same.
So now it's like, damn, I can't. We couldn't believe it. It was heartbreaking from start to finish. Some stories were worse than others. I'll keep it a bean with that. But like, it was still very, very unfortunate. As fans, I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of us that our hearts go out to every single one of them, those that spoke and who didn't. And then now, as far as the aftermath goes, we're still waiting to hear, or we'll like to hear from others, because after that doc, everybody went straight to Josh Peck and got on his ass because we knew that Drake and Josh were not speaking, and we would think that Josh, Miranda Cosgrove, and whoever else would speak in support of Drake now that everybody knows the story.
See, and that's the problem. People be thinking that just because they don't see them people speak out loud, that they go and talk to him behind the scenes. That's why he was on TikTok and he said, leave Josh alone, because he has spoken to him.
He spoke. But the reason why people were getting on him was because we knew about their little separation. And Josh did go on record and say that Drake did something disrespectful to Josh's wife, and Josh forced him to go apologize to her, or there's going to be problems. I don't know if that was really true or not, but you know, Josh did say that. And then an old TikTok that Josh did was like a little voiceover thing. He didn't do a voiceover, but he did like a little lip sync thing of somebody saying that, you know, I don't want to see you no more, whatever. They thought that was related to Drake Bell, which I don't think it was. We don't know what that could have been, but because of past situations between the two, that's the only thing that they wanted to connect to. And so now he's getting backlash for that TikTok, and that is why Drake Bell said go easy on him, because that wasn't even about him. We have heard people speak before this documentary. We heard Jeanette McCurdy speak because she had a whole book out. Alexa Nicholas, who played Nicole on Zoe 101, she was only on 1 or 2 seasons, left, and she's been very vocal now, like on YouTube and all over social media. She's been very vocal about how Nickelodeon didn't protect her and what they've been doing and what they still are doing. She's been very vocal about that. We brought up Chris Massey. Chris Massey, his mom recently spoke out in support of Dan Schneider because on her side of things, nothing happened with her or him. And so she's only speaking on that, and that's why she's not speaking on anything else. Now, I will agree with her when she said that nothing happened to them, but even after watching she said she didn't watch the doc, but you should still have some kind of like compassion and some kind of heart for those that did speak out about their experiences, because nobody was saying that they were lying or making stuff up. So when she was saying all of that stuff, that's kind of what the attitude gave.
Yeah.
But though her words were nothing bad happened to them. Now, Chris Massey is basically saying that he's going to tell his story when he's ready to, if he wants to be honest. He doesn't want his mom speaking for him because he's a grown-ass man. But there's a lot of stars I would love to hear from. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brother was talking about this yesterday. I brought up Victoria Justice, and he said Victoria Justice kind of already had spoke, because if y'all remember Victorious, during like the last season or 2, she barely had any camera time, and she's the main fucking character.
Which means something happened where
something had happened. Her music career didn't go nowhere. Maybe that was sabotage. See, a lot of us thought that her music career just got overshadowed by Ariana Grande, and the simple fact that when they were being interviewed or something, she said the infamous line, "We are all good singers," and blah blah blah. And so the people thought that that's why Victoria Justice didn't have a singing career because nobody wanted to support her with that part. But nah, whole time that shit just got sabotaged.
Yeah.
But we don't know why. She hasn't came forth to say nothing. I personally would love to hear from Leon Thomas. Yeah, hey, bro, you was under Dan Schneider. Anything happened with you, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like we love what you're doing with your career now. He doesn't have to speak, but me personally, I would love to hear from everybody. I'm with the fans who would want to hear others speak and give their opinions, especially those that worked under Dan. Mm-hmm. If they don't want to, they don't have to, and I completely understand that. Just me being nosy, I would love to hear them. Just to see all of this, because Dan Schneider, he's not with Nickelodeon anymore. Since leaving Nickelodeon back in 2018, he hasn't done any other work. And watching that interview that he did to get his voice heard, to break his silence, I think he said that he might be going back working on stuff. I don't know with who, but apparently he might be working on a comeback. After this doc, will that shit get any support? Probably not, but you never know, because we've seen this time and time again, where there have been people who've been in scandals and have been exposed on bad stuff, toxic stuff, and all kinds of bullshit. Yet when they make another project, it still gets supported by somebody. I'm just calling it what it is. I'm not saying I will support it, but I wouldn't be surprised if this dude comes out with another project and is doing numbers.
Mm-hmm. And who knows, that
I'm waiting for Disney.
I'm sure that had a lot to do with the strain and their pressure.
Disney ain't gonna do
he
one.
was
I'm telling you
coming
that right
fresh
now.
out of that shit right when that show started.
Mm-hmm. Disney,
he was probably in all type of different moods, and we're younger, and who knows, it probably was just a lot of tension. And then now coming out with the stories like, damn, that I understand why you were moving the way you was moving when we was shooting that show, because you were dealing with so much more than just
this shit.
Show.
Drake Bell's situation happened right before they filmed Drake and Josh.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
The Amanda show ended. Drake and Josh was coming.
That's why it makes sense when he looks, even though he's supposed to give off this "I'm cool, I don't give a fuck" character, in his eyes now, looking back on Drake and Josh, he was way more disassociated than he should have been in that show. Like, he played that part well, but I think it's because of what he was experiencing during that time, or what he had just got done experiencing and trying to receive healing from.
That was his first time publicly speaking his story, which I'm glad he did. Mm-hmm. And hopefully that leads to the right direction on a lot of things. Now, Keely, you said you waiting on Disney. That ain't happening.
Man, you never know. It may be a domino effect. And that's not what Disney particularly, but somebody from Disney.
No, there's definitely a domino effect, because I didn't notice this domino effect until Cat Williams said some shit on Shannon Sharp's show, when he was like, it's 2024, more things are getting exposed, this and that third. Right after Cat Williams, who did we get? We got Monique. And Monique was saying a whole bunch of shit that she was trying to tell us for years that we made fun of her for. Just like Cat Williams. He was telling us a whole bunch of shit for years that we made fun of him for, because the media was making them look crazy. Right after that, we get this documentary, and it's like, oh shit. Or sometime before that, something else came out. I'm like, yo, everybody's getting exposed this year. What the fuck? And we're only in the month of March.
Okay.
Now, if Disney come out with something, I don't even think it'll be not Disney, because this was not Nickelodeon approved. But I will say that if like Disney stars or Disney workers come out and say some shit, I would not be surprised if we don't see their faces ever again. Disney got more money than Nickelodeon can touch. They got connections, ownerships over everything that we grew up watching.
Not even in royalties. You won't receive it. You won't see it.
I would not be surprised if we don't see them again.
They will motherfucking wipe your ass clean off this fucking.
We already see Orlando Brown speaking on a lot of stuff. And even though his way of saying it will throw us off a little bit, he's still being looked at as a crazy dude. But was he lying?
No.
I don't expect like a documentary to come out unless somebody like a Demi Lovato put out their own story.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta be.
Demi Lovato did one on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. So we are going to end it right there. This was a little deep episode, because those were the only two topics I wanted to really talk about. I mean, we talked about some other stuff early on, but like the whole Disney legend thing, congratulations to all the honors. But I do hope that the golden era of Disney gets more. Like, come on now. Miley Cyrus was the only one, or the first one. We need more names, a lot more names.
Sure.
Because if it wasn't for them, they literally crawled so Miley could walk. If we really keeping it a bean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then as far as the doc series, as heartbreaking as it was, I am glad that doc came out. There's so much information, and I hope it opens a lot of eyes to stuff that's been going on for decades. Because this is not the only situation. There's plenty of situations that's come out, and we're all in agreement. We're all in agreement here that it might start, like Keely said, a domino effect on who would be next to speak out on whatever, whether if it's the Nickelodeon company or if it's another network company, because these are not the only. This is not the only network that's doing stupid shit. It's Hollywood in general. It's nicknamed Hollyweird for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks because I'm pretty sure all of us at one point in life wanted to be a part of Hollywood because of who we grew up watching.
Yes.
But now that we see this, maybe
save the future generations.
And I'm still there because if God willing, I want to go on more sets and do more makeup.
I want to say this,
who the fuck I'm
like,
working around.
I'll at least say this because I'm a content creator. I do stuff on YouTube, and I'm starting to try to put my own stuff out again on Instagram and TikTok and all that. While TikTok is still here, by the way, I like that we all, from what I'm seeing now, a lot of people are doing their own independent projects that could possibly get picked up by, say, a Tubi or All Black or just other streaming networks. Like, I honestly wouldn't mind if I do something in Disney, be like, hey, yo, you want to be a part of this? If it's an opportunity, it's an opportunity. But damn it, after watching this documentary, I'm gonna have my eyes fucking open. You feel me?
Right, for sure.
I don't want it to take away from those who still have dreams of becoming an actor or the industry. But
just
at least
be wary.
Out.
Of your kids,
be wary.
Don't not take your kids and use
it. Just watch out. Because at the end of the day, we still need our entertainment that we watch every day. Just watch out and be careful. And don't be upset. I mean, you can be upset about this. Like, you see some stuff and then it cost you your career or you had to step away to protect yourself. Look, that could possibly be the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you walk away from it
you walking
before
away
you end up like another Orlando Brown or Amanda Bynes. Like, you don't want to be that.
You don't want to walk away from trauma. You want to walk away
knowing that you still have your you know what I'm saying? But we're going to end it off there. I will end it off while saying this again. When the episodes premiere on the platforms that they premiere on, which is YouTube, Twitter, X, Facebook, and hopefully in the future we'll probably work our way to going on different platforms, obviously, like an Apple Podcast and stuff, and Spotify. We still got to figure that out. But as far as where they're at now, these are pre-recorded episodes, yes, but the chats are live and we are there. So chat with us. Any whatever part that you hear this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, any topics that we're on and y'all have your own opinions and y'all leave them in the comment section. Also leave it in the chat. We will be there.
Definitely will. I'll answer.
You know what I'm saying? Talk to us, talk with us. And then, who knows what'll happen after that. Quan, you mentioned last episode about like live stuff. You know what I mean? We ain't there yet, but we'll probably, sky's the limit to what we can do with this platform as far as like our podcast and what it could also turn into. Yeah. But we need y'all engagement, man. So we gonna need all y'all. We are in the chat. Talk to us. And I'm gonna just leave it at there. Anything else y'all would like to say before I end it?
Yeah, later.
Have a good day, guys.
All right, Young and Ignant Podcast. We signing out. Catch you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.